Maria Churona, I want to catch a sugar in some top way, Chiju, some top way, dirty Chiju, some top way, she, dirty Chu. There's some top one is any the tongue song to the tapa, Madabani, the Jimmy, the Jimata Hako, the Geta Hako, Sata, Julian the Bachera, of the change of combo, Pumbo, the Hako, little Shami one again, the Pumbo and the Bata, the Sata Wadi, the Nanta what it is. The Tapajuri, the young Tapajuri, the Jasunta, get to degree, but they Nantawadi. So Tapawadi, they don't know with them at Thompson, Chucker, Number so something got a point in Maiba, then the Lama gave in something that something that was almost a Tapari. The ordinary tongue, Nasuko. I talk to the quarter back already. Oh, send Daddy Tasso, Daddy Neo Maris, Daddy Neo Mehako, the same Tavares. They let you look at the bottle, read the pumbo, the change comfort, our learn to buy your money, the little pumbo on Tongo, read about Gotawa, some Tawa, some what any, Dembagi, the Chidu Holo, calling with the sound of water, sound of Tawa, Pachete Naga quarter or this time she wanted my jolly, the chocolate sugar, Pachete, Chaja, the sounds of Tapa.
So now, my friends, we continue with some introductions. And so, next it says, may the wisdom nectar of your 3 pure secrets. So the 3 pure secrets here are the secrets of pure body, speech, and mind. And so there's pure and there is impure, and pure and impure illusory bodies. So if one understands that the body is illusory, one will not have a fixation to something that is illusory. And then you will understand that the body is nothing but a heap of different particles, and the 5 aggregates. In a Heart Sutra, for example, also it says, if you understand the empty nature of our aggregates, then the grasping at the aggregates will become purified. So that's the outer purity in terms of the body. The inner purity is when you practice that generation stage of the Yidam deity. You visualize the illusory pure form of the Yidam that appears like a rainbow in the sky, and that is without arising and decline. So that is the inner purity. And then a secret purity is when you see the ultimate truth and attain enlightenment in the pure Dharmakaya. And so all the spiritual masters, the gurus, possess these 3 secrets, which are, in a way, 3 purities. So in brief, what do we need to understand here from our perspective? If our mind becomes pure of self-grasping, that is when you understand there is no self and other, then your mind becomes purified. And then the grasping at the body becomes purified. You recognize that the body is just a heap of different particles. It consists of the 5 aggregates, but there is no more grasping to it when you see its illusory nature. So that is the purity of the body, and then the purity of the speech is to turn the Dharma wheels of the twofold truth. And then the purity of the mind, the secret purity. So this is just my take on those 3 secrets. You have scholars, Khenpos here that you can ask questions to. So I'm just telling you my own understanding of this.
내가 항상 답고 이시 되는들이 동남들이 그때 이시 됐어야 돼. 늘 되는들이 늘 뉴모 받았다. 내가 마토가 갑라 뉴모 받아. 늘 집안에 가려고 능이 좋은 거예요. 능이 만도는 능이 늘 네가 봐서 요래. 생랑시 생광 주가 되와 좀 보니 봐라. 대기들이 첩아 같은 셈데 답답하고 잘해 능이 좋은 거예요. 다네 늘 집안에 뉴모 받 늘이나 뉴모 받 이시 정도봐. 따뜻하면서 공점 년이지 몸이 싫은 줄 가장 빼셔야 생매를 줘서들이 생매를 줄리지 자냐 핑이 말이 생매 무슨 줄랑 남용들 고만 남용들 저 뜻을 하고 버리면 체가 하고나 내가 요래 되는데 랑문이 랑 돌고나서니 남용들 남용 걸 고만 남용들 저서 이렇게 시리즈 듣지 주들이 등이 대화적으로 몸이 싫은 줄 봐. 대답이 쳐야 돼. 이 대답다 고도 쳐야 되나. 내가 쳐야 떠박고 쳐야. 니들이 오버 코र्स 대답이 니들이 띄고 봐라더니 다자가 맞다와. 다지게들이 쳐되게 세례를 그렇게 쳐들랑 이니 딱 째다. 내가 돈하고 내가 돈 거요. 쳐들 가만도 정야요 말이. 쳐들 요요래 되지 세례 사만이 쳐들 문제들이 쳐도 봐서 사람은 좋아하는 저거 요 말이. 타tok 도다고 내가 똥고 요래대 지하기나 돼서 사서다고 이시 듣지 주지 고선 득득 메시고는 주지 그래서 다 마다벨 르지 듣게 샤샤를 당디네 개바 들 박차다 개바를 등에 종구 요래 르들 테니 그 사페기 사자벨도 송물 일렉시르가 송물이 등이 잠시 누 저버 르드 자탄 자모제스 물은 뭐지시는 르드 자나지레스 달들이 등에 소와 사만종을 맞고만 로아도 뭐 조만은 나님 팀이 맞고요래 르드 우선이다 고고고요 다들이 소와요래 소와 톡대요래 대는 깔래자게 르드 소체들이 다는 나님 팀에만 콜로코고요래 들 물로 보치는 님이 바비가 체득고 동나라다 다워서 정치고 들리래가 톱고 들리래가 저 마셔버려 들리는 콜로코도 체디 죽을 때는 그래도 때 강세 르르티를 송아래 어때 로당 뒤면 코리시나 제가 소남 때들은 로당 뒤바가 싸움 당네 다속세고 때문에 라니 돈이도 봐 다속세고 르가 있어 정나 다들이 소남 그서고 뒤 초대 좀 물을 못 해. 사제도 보고 같아봐. 들이 르디 중노디 니오레 정치를 용티니 사제고 막 토토고 정말이는 코베 땡도 유모버 레삭사가 누구도 차대에 대다고 하고는 들들 가리도 따라하는 게또 다른 레좀들 이시 용이 될때 레좀들 이시키나 다들 다 올래 추야 좀 고쳐고요래. 그리고 것은 메시드 독분주에서 들이 르드를 좋아하는 만나도 이 좋아하는 나도 되게들이 아가들이 땀담을 차당 모습 땀 들때그 일 접박차죠 때 대화를 차동을 당뒤 차당이 들 박차만 고요는 샘대 무엇보다 짐을 박차를 해요 빼는 샘을 박차줘로 하고 그러더니 다다 뒤시를 박차줘도 말이지 강제 동리지대 봐요 이성 사지 좀 되는 거 정말 돈이 따오면더니 샘을 박차줘고 말이 유모가 가르쳐 졸지 그 말을 들이서 박차들은 박차서를 따뜻하 가시랑 시작을 그래 물을 보지 무서 나는 민도는 고모 접차 망보도 속도 소는 민간도 가리자고 코랑 뭐지파세 랑랑시다 대사를 내봐요 다때 다디게 말이지 다니게 봐 미시이 되라고 차거래 물을 보잖아 대래 좀 되지 않아서 마시네 다들 죽게 마시고 중국에 다다다 다운은 들 물을 보자 라시다 그래 또 속차서 소라고 소도 성격질 지기 차성합이 소속격질 남카를 잡는 사람만 내가 돈이 나가도 된 톡을 잡고 저거리 미나들이라고 나시자 작가리래라 띠먹고 좀 되다 그래 띠먹들은 맞잡는 들이자 은인 녹살 때다 그러더니 물을 못 채는 들어오래 독차한 거래 티 가래 티 추마시를 다 좀을 같이 나 주로 보고 초지 한번 레야고 사장을 초로 먹고는 그래 제대로 초 리를 나사메 세나동에메 조박강함에 대사위는 바로 놓쳤고요. 이 일이 아스마요. 티들 레도 가는 미용 그래. 대다 레드베고로 삼모다 마실 때는 놓칠 때도 먼저 그래. 추베베 중테리 자사다. 다 이게 강 와사도 탑라. 다 이는 강도 놓았다는 거. 다들 잡으려는 데다 놓았더니 머리를 그 맞춰 타면 못해서 푼 거요. 땀 이제 되다 그래. 대다를 같이 오는데 준비에 마시고 중테지. 자족성을 용디 가리. 다른 땀도 세지답지 내와다디 너네들 잘참 대다를 싸면 또 거리. 준비에 마시고 다치도 마치고 싸우는 거다. 잡으려는 거 안다고 저거에 준비에 심마시 실이 용디 마시 좀 따대다 그래. 대들이 모든 메시지 듣고 출제해. 메시지에 동네 진짜로 얼마나 민걸 하고 버거지. 다 메시 말해. 말을 받대야지. 덕바트는 제부터 랑다 맛이. 띠안마서 맛이 있다래지. 맛이 있다래가 다도 저거요. 대 추좀 가네. 준비를 따와. 레준들이 다사 쪽선에 단디 동네 말이 다데 단디 동네 저래지. 다들 재미가 그래. 재미가 로테. 싸와는 단디서 재미가 로테 사쪽선. 요지거든. 사쪽선에 따지. 담보도 다 오늘 담보 때도 지금 주jen지. 담보 sem도 봤다. sem도 봤다. 나도 봤다. 나도 봤다. 리지도 봤다. 차랑 이거 다 온 거래. 고성대 됐다 그래.
So then it says next the Wisdom Nectar. So made a Wisdom Nectar. So the nectar, so nectar in Tibetan is the term for nectar is Dutsi, and Du actually means Mara or demon, and it is the demon of the afflictive emotions. And T, second syllable, means the elixir. So temporarily, because we have not realized the nature of mind, we are afflicted. And so these afflictions are the demons. And so why do we call them demons? It is because they create suffering. And it is because we don't want to suffer. We want to be happy. But they destroy all of our happiness and only create suffering. So anything that does that is called a demon. And the ultimate demon is this dualistic thinking, a self-grasping mind that creates all of our suffering. So we need to transform the demon of the afflictions into the elixir of primordial wisdom. We do so through practicing meditation. As we mentioned yesterday, how we transform afflictions into wisdom, it is similar to turning wood into fire. So it's not enough to know that wood can be fire, but we also need to experience it. It is said that meditation practice needs to be infused with experience. It's not enough to just understand the words. Of course, that in itself has some good qualities too. If you just understand the words, that's a good quality. But if you really want to become liberated, you have to gain a direct experience in the practice. And through the experience, you find this elixir that transforms suffering into happiness and the afflictive emotions into wisdom. So it is like a cleansing water. This nectar is like a cleansing water. And even our conventional, ordinary water is actually also really a nirmanakaya. So those who have a very firm dualistic grasping in their mind, they need this water to purify dualistic grasping. And actually, when we think about it, water itself, for example, shows us the ultimate truth. Because where is the water really? We can't really grasp it, but it is there. It does different things. But we cannot really point our finger or grasp any of the 5 elements, but then they're still there. So they are really actually showing us the ultimate truth. So this wisdom purifies the impure body, speech, and mind. So first we have the impure body of flesh, blood, and bones, the material body. And that is connected to self-grasping and our karmic imprints. And as a result of these, we experience suffering. So the suffering is mainly experienced on the basis of having a body. Sakya Pandita said in the words of advice that from the one hand, the suffering of one's body becomes like the vessel that contains an ocean of suffering. And from that perspective, the body is like an enemy. So even though we say that we have a precious human body, it can also become like an enemy to us, because it is the basis that contains all of our suffering. And not just for human beings, for any other being. For example, an ant. The ants run around busily day and night because they have a body. And because they have a body, they also need to eat and they need to survive. And that is why they work so hard and they run around constantly, day and night, like a turning wheel. Just thinking about this lifetime. Or as human beings, for example, first when we are young, we want to study, we learn something, and then we need to find the job, and then we have to work at that job until we die. So we constantly work to care for our bodies like an ever-turning wheel. And that we do just for our bodies. So then this quote by Sakya Pandita continues, but for those who are for wise people, and wise people will know how to use this body, the samsaric body, as a field of accumulation, the accumulation of merit. So this body can also become an excellent support in training bodhicitta and purifying body, speech, and mind. So this precious human body becomes the best support to attain the state of enlightenment. So if we know how to use it properly, it becomes a support for attaining enlightenment. If we do not know how to use it properly, then it becomes a support for accumulating negativity, afflictive emotions, negative karma. So what's most important for us here is to understand and really trust in karma. Because if you understand karma, if you trust in karma, then you will be able to purify and use this human body in a meaningful way. So in our body, we experience all sorts of different sensations. And with our speech, we engage in much conversation that is motivated by attachment and aversion. And with our minds, we are tied down by our karmic imprints, our habitual patterns, and our attachment to happiness and aversion against suffering. So we are tied down by the belief in a concrete reality and the belief in our ideas about things. So first we need to understand how these karmic imprints are actually formed. And then also, when you are mindful, you cannot form these karmic imprints. They will not form in your mind. The Buddha has also said that what we call emptiness is actually conscientiousness or heedfulness. So if you have this view of mindfulness and emptiness, you cannot form karmic imprints in your mind. So you become liberated from these karmic imprints. When you are not liberated, you will continue to accumulate karmic imprints. And some people, for example, even commit suicide, even though they have a precious human body. So normally when we get sick, for example, we spend hundreds and thousands of dollars, any amount of money, to go to the hospital and receive treatment. We undergo all kinds of difficulties for our bodies. But then on the other hand, a person is able to go around and kill others and then even kill themselves. So the power to be able to do that is the power of self-grasping. And a mind of unknowing, and an unknowingness of one's precious human body, not really understanding karma, cause and effect, and past and future lives. So the real fault lies in not understanding karma. And then people tied down by their self-grasping often are left with no other choice than even committing suicide. And this is really something to be very careful about, because even animals, for example, even a little bird, for instance, they protect their own life. Now, when we come close to them, they fly off into the sky because they are afraid to die. They protect their own lives. But then there are some human beings who are even able to kill themselves. And that is the fault of very profound ignorance. And if we are not careful and we actually take our own life, then in a future life, we will be even worse off than an animal, because even animals can protect their lives. So all of this really arises from not understanding the Dharma. And there are some people who say, I don't need a religion, I don't need the Dharma. And of course, if you have just excellent karma from previous lives, you might not need a religion, a dharma right now. You might not experience any physical illness, any mental suffering, any financial difficulties, and so on. But then there is still a next life. And whatever actions you have engaged in now will ripen in the future life. So those who can't see that, they make this mistake of thinking that they have no need for all of this. They have no need for any dharma. And then all they care is just about this lifetime, and all they care is about themselves, their own gain and their own well-being, even at the cost of others' well-being. They will cause harm towards others for the sake of their own well-being. Or for example, countries are doing that. Even one person is able to kill tens and thousands of people just to accomplish their own purpose. And they do that intentionally. So the fault in all of that lies in not knowing karma, cause and effect, and past and future lives. So think about the faults of that, and also think about the qualities of bodhicitta. For example, if today someone takes the refuge vow, they develop a wish for all sentient beings to be happy and to be free from suffering. They learn about karma. And somebody who doesn't understand karma will only think about themselves and will harm others for the sake of their own well-being. So it's important to reflect on the benefits of knowing karma and the faults of not knowing karma. If we do not know it, then certainly suffering will eventually mature, will ripen. And not seeing that, the inability to see it, that is what we call ignorance. And so by not seeing that, we are creating negativity upon negativity. And so negativity is a term that implies that what you send out will fall back upon you. So it is the fault of not knowing that there is a future life still to come, and there is karma. And that is why people are able to engage in such actions. So one who really understands karma will understand that, as it is said in the 37 practices, all suffering without exception comes from wishing for one's own happiness. They will know that I need to cultivate an altruistic mind by all means, because the root of all my suffering is self-grasping. They understand the quality of bodhicitta. So that is the meaning of this line here, the Wisdom Nectar. First, we gradually purify through this Wisdom Nectar. We need to purify the three obscurations. We purify the obscurations first in our mind, then we purify the obscurations in our speech, and then once that is purified, the karmic imprints and obscurations of our body will actually naturally become pure. So then it says, so let's wash away the misdeeds, obscurations, and unawareness from my three doors, and may my understanding of the boundless fields of knowledge, such as explanation, debate, and composition. So explanation, debate, and composition. And through explanation, debate, and composition, the Buddhist teachings are upheld, are preserved, and are propagated or increased. So there's, to explain it in simple terms, there's this long life prayer that His Holiness the Dalai Lama wrote for His Holiness Garchen Rinpoche, and so I've memorized these lines here, but he's praising him for his qualities of explanation, debate, and composition. So if you read this prayer of how he praises him for the explanation, debate, and composition, actually everything that is included within upholding, preserving, and propagating the teachings is contained within that prayer. So that's actually, it's important to understand the quality of explanation, debate, and composition, because through these, all everything that we do not know can be cleared away, and we can understand. We can gain a vast understanding, and knowing ultimately the nature of samsara and nirvana. So through explanation, debate, and composition. So that's another point that you may discuss with each other. It's important to really understand how precious these are. And for example, the Buddha's teachings are divided into the teachings of the scriptures and the teachings of realization. So there are separate explanations on them. And these are all included within this body of explanation, debate, and composition. So please discuss that topic on explanation, debate, and composition with each other. And today we will stop the teachings here.
Om mani padme hum, om mani padme hum, om mani padme hum, om mani padme hum, mani padme hum, om mani padme hum, mani padme hum, om 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 mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum, 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 om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. 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 Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. 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 Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. 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 Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. 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 Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. 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 Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme. Om mani padme hum. Om mani mani padme Om 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 mani padme me ho Om mani padme 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 Om mani Om mani padme Om mani padme Om mani padme mani padme Om 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 mani padme mane pime ho, mane pime, me ho, mane pime ho, mane pime ho, mane pime, mane pime ho, mane pime ho, mane pime. Oh mane pime ho, oh mane pime ho, oh mane pime, oh mane pime ho, oh mane pime ho, oh mane pime, oh mane pime ho, oh mane pime, oh mane pime ho, oh mane pime, oh mane pime ho, oh mane pime ho, oh mane pime, oh mane pime ho, oh mane pime ho, oh mane pime. Om mane pime hum, om mane pime, 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 om mane pime, om mane pime hum. Okay, shower blessing. Page 27.
So now in our concise sadhana of Chenrezig, the one we were using earlier in the week, page 27.
Lama and then Zawa Sunja Tuju Go Tam Che in the Badar Sun San La Wang Go Mudu Do Trele Rubar
From the life force hung at the heart of myself, visualized as the deity, radiates light, invoking the enlightened mind of the Guru, knowledge holders, and three roots. They all appear like billowing clouds and bestow blessings, empowerment, and cities, and perform enlightened deeds.
We will now break for 1 hour, and we will return at 1 p.m. Arizona time for a continued question and answered session with our guest Lamas.
Oh